So why is it that some people seem to have such an easy time with relationships? There never seem to be any problems, or it always just seemed to flow effortlessly, and now they're married and they've got kids and they just seem like they're perfectly okay. Why is that? Why do we struggle? Why is it that it's easy for them and hard for us, and they seem to manifest without even knowing what manifesting is? Doesn't seem fair, does it? And I think the reason is, honestly, is just that some people have their life lessons, their big things that they're going to heal and grow from the most in relationships, and some people have those big things in other areas of their life, whether it might be money, work, family. You know, everybody has their thing that's their lesson, their life learning, and everybody has something, you know. But we who have struggled with relationships, we look at these people who seemingly don't have any problems, but actually their problems may be in other areas. And our biggest growth and our biggest lessons and learning come from relationships. And often the people who have these problems in relationships are very sensitive and deeply loving, deeply feeling, have the capacity and the ability to be able to love so deeply, and our, you know, desires and our sort of preference of life, of what we want to experience, might be in that area more than other areas, right? Everybody's got their thing, you know. So the thing is to not compare yourself to other people who seem to have it easier than you. They may be struggling in an area that, you know, you actually don't struggle with at all. And, you know, they just don't tell you that. Maybe they talk to other people about that. And, you know, everybody, like I say, is going through something. And so often as well, people who find it easier in relationships, maybe they just didn't have the perceptions and the experiences that you might have had in your upbringing that led you to having these lessons and these things that you have experienced in relationships. I've got friends, one friend in particular that I'm thinking about, she always had a boyfriend growing up. You know, it was so easy for her. People were always attracted to her. You know, she always found it easy to find another relationship. And it looked like for a while she just jumped from relationship to relationship, but it was never a problem. She always found someone else. And she was just growing up experiencing different things. And now she's married and she's got kids, and she never seemed to have that much of a problem and never have any deep issues that she needed to seemingly uncover. And I always looked at her and thought, why? How is that? And, you know, because I really struggle. I've always struggled. You know, there's always been my biggest, deepest lessons have come through relationships. And me and her are just so different in that respect. And whenever we were growing up, she'd talk about marriage like it was a done deal, like it was just absolute definitely going to happen, not a doubt in her mind. But for me, there was a big doubt in my mind. And, you know, we're just different. Her parents stayed together. They're very, they've always been very loving, very family orientated. Their whole life revolved around her and her sister growing up. And it seemed like there was less opportunity for her to think, I'm not good enough. You know, I'm not loved, I'm not lovable, I'm not loved, all these things, because she had very solid, loving, secure upbringing. Whereas I didn't. You know, my parents broke up, there was a lot of arguing, there was lots of stress, there was lots of like to and fro, and lots of things happened, and different things in school and everything happened that affected my self-esteem. And so it does make sense that we have had a different experience in relationships. But, you know, looking at us as people, we're not very much different. You know, we're both ambitious, we're both confident in many ways, outgoing. I'm maybe even more confident and outgoing than she is in many ways. But in relationships, she doesn't have those beliefs, she doesn't have those struggles. And it's just different. We're just different. We've just had different upbringings. And you might be looking at people and thinking, why do they have it so easy? And why am I always the one who seems to be last to this kind of thing, this area of my life? There'll be something in it that's for you to learn that's deeper and profound and more meaningful than they might experience, you know, and they'll have their lessons in another place. So I think this is why it is, but really try not to compare yourself, because everybody's going through something. Everybody has their moment in life when it's difficult or something is difficult. We don't get off the hook. Nobody gets off the hook with this. It's part of life. And also, like I say, I think when we've had these struggles, we also have a greater opportunity for depth of connection. So yeah, don't worry, you're normal, everything's fine, everybody goes through their thing, and you have the power and the ability to overcome this and to be an inspiration to so many people, including the people around you who seemingly have everything put together. Honestly, they don't. And especially if you're watching them on social media, you're only seeing the surface. You're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. So very much like keep a perspective about what you're seeing when you think that everybody's got it figured out. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like any more information about what I do or how you can work with me, you can find all the information in the links below. You can send me an email, have a look on my website, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.